kind of working?
Yes, ma'am. Hard to get kind of work.
Okay, all right. And did you watch the cricket match yesterday? Were you watching the
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Pakistan beat from England. Ma'am.
Yeah, right. England won the World Cup, and I think Pakistan also, they really played pretty well. At least they put up a fight. At least they
Yes,
tried
ma'am.
to, they tried their best, no doubt.
Pakistan played good from India.
Better than India.
Better than India because Pakistan take 5 wickets.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what, at least it was a match that you could say that the Pakistan actually put up a fight and they tried their best. And that is what it is, right? Someone has to lose and someone has to win, no doubt. But at least you should give it your best shot. So
Yes, ma'am.
it's a good match to watch, right up till the end also, right? Those last few balls and few runs, and one wicket went out at that time. And there was still some hope, but then, I think by then they were done. So good.
Yes, ma'am. Right, ma'am.
I didn't watch the entire thing. I was busy with some work and all, but I saw some of the overs.
Means, ma'am, tough competition.
Yeah, correct. I think it was good competition, good performances, definitely.
Yes, ma'am. Right, ma'am.
Right. So, well, good morning to the others as well who are joining in. Of course, today is Children's Day. So, happy Children's Day to everyone there.
Yes, ma'am. Same to him, ma'am. Happy Children's Day.
Okay. Happy Children's Day to all the children within us, right? They say there's a child within everybody. So, happy Children's Day to all
Yes,
the
ma'am.
kids out there, and happy Children's Day to us adults who still have the child alive within us.
Okay, ma'am. Right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So I thought, we could talk about Children's Day and something related to childhood today. I do have a picture on the screen, as the rest of you can also see, right? There's a picture here of some very cute children, school children with lovely smiling faces. And there is a paragraph also. And then there's a question for us to think about and talk about. So I want someone to read, someone who I haven't heard reading in quite some time. Okay, Santoshi, yes, you can go ahead and read the paragraph for us.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Childhood is a universal experience, something every adult across the world has gone through. For many, childhood is a time we are nostalgic for. It's a time of curiosity, imagination, exploration, and incredible development. The fact that you are reading this article possibly means that you had a fortunate childhood that shaped you into the motivated adult you are today. Here, improving your English skills, but what helped to get you this far? Who inspired you along the way? For many of us, a special adult helped us to learn and grow as a children and led us to love learning. For some, it was a great teacher or wise neighbor. Others had parents, grandparents, or other relatives who encouraged them to be curious and study hard. Even if your childhood wasn't easy, you probably had at least one inspirational adult in your life who encouraged you and was a role model.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you, Santoshi. I want another person also to read, someone to read with more expression also and, in their voices. So we can do a little bit of reading practice maybe. Let's have Shima. Shima, will you be able to read?
Yeah, ma'am, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Childhood is a universal experience, something every adult across the world has gone through. For many, childhood is a time we are nostalgic for. It's time of curiosity, imagination, exploration, and incredible development. The fact that you are reading this article possibly means that you had a fortunate childhood that shaped you into the motivated adult you are today. Here, improving your English skill. But what helped to get you this far? Who inspired you along the way? For many of us, a special adult helped us to learn and grow as a children and led us to love learning. For some, it was a great teacher or wise neighbor, other and parents, grandparents, or other relative who encouraged them to be a curious and study hard. Even if your childhood wasn't easy, you probably had at least one inspirational adult in your life who encouraged you and was a role model. Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am.
Seema, thank you. Thank you as well. Just for the benefit of everyone, just wanted to look at a few pronunciations. So, nostalgic, nostalgic,
Nostalgic,
yes. Incredible,
incredible,
fortunate,
fortunate,
shape.
shape.
This is not for you, Shima, but I'm just reading them out, okay?
Yeah,
So,
ma'am.
you can repeat them if you want. Health, encourage, relative, relative, and inspirational, inspirational. Also, probably. Many of us tend to say it in a different way, but it's probably. Probably. The stress is on the probably.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Ma'am, nostalgic means, ma'am?
1 minute, Abhay, I'll come to you. Shima, probably.
Yeah, ma'am. Probably.
Yes, perfect. The stress is on the first syllable, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Shima. Nostalgic is, we get sentimental, we get sort of emotional, right? We think about our childhood and we reminisce all those memories. So it's like an emotional, sentimental feeling. थोड़ी खुशी भी होती है, थोड़ा हम, we feel sad, we feel happy, we remember our friends, childhood friends and stuff like that. So it's a very nostalgic feeling.
Purani Yadna, we can say.
Yeah. We remember all our memories and what do we feel? We feel nostalgic. Right. Let's have someone else also read. Maybe Shailendra, you had raised your hand. Do you want to read?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, from starting?
Yeah, the whole paragraph. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Childhood is a universal experience, something every adult across the world has gone through. For many, childhood is a time we are nostalgic for. It is a time of curiosity, imagination, exploration, and incredible development. The fact that you are reading this article possibly means that you had a fortunate childhood that shaped you into the motivated adult you are today, here, improving your English skills. But what helped to get you this far? Who inspired you along the way? For many of us, a special adult helped us to learn and grow as children and led us to love learning. For some, it was a great teacher or wise neighbor. Others had parents, grandparents, or other relatives who encouraged them to be curious and study hard. Even if your childhood was not easy, you probably had at, at, at least one inspirational adult in your life who encouraged you and was a role model.
All right. Superb, Shailendra. Very well read. I could hear the punctuation in your voice and the words and everything were very clear. And there was proper pausing wherever required. So yes, good example of reading for us. Welcome. Anybody here who doesn't understand any of the meaning? Any words that you want to know the meaning of?
Fortunate.
Fortunate means lucky. Lucky, fortunate childhood. A good childhood.
Ma'am, incredible is a synonym of unbelievable.
Yeah, incredible. There is that word over here. Incredible development, something that's unbelievable, a great achievement. So they're saying childhood is a time of curiosity, imagination, exploration, and incredible development. so many kind of things that children are capable of doing, right?
Yeah. And ma'am, curiosity meaning?
Sorry, say that again.
Curiosity?
Curiosity, I think jigyasa in Hindi, I think it is to be curious about something, right? To how children are, correct? They are curious. They want to know more and more about everything. They
Yeah.
want to find out things. They have so many questions to ask. So it's a time when they are extremely curious.
Yeah, right. Okay. Okay, ma'am, got it.
Anybody else? Any words that you have a confusion about?
Ma'am, nostalgic.
Nostalgic. Let's try to say the word nostalgic.
Nostalgic.
Nostalgic. Like I said, nostalgic. Like somebody was also saying, right? It's a time when you think about past memories. जब आप childhood, अपने बचपन के बारे में जब आप सोचते हो, तो कैसे आपको महसूस होता है, right? You remember all those past memories. You cry about something. You laugh about something. You miss some people. So it's very emotional. It's a very nostalgic, emotional, sentimental time. When we grow up and we think about our childhood, we feel emotional and sentimental, or we feel nostalgic.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, Shagufta, I want you to try to read the paragraph. You can also read the whole thing. You give it a go. Give it a go. Come on.
Yes, ma'am. Childhood is a universal experience. Something very adult across the world has gone through. For many, childhood is a time we are nostalgic for. It's it's a time of curiosity, imagination, explorations, and incredible development. The fact that you are reading this article possibly means that you had a fortunate childhood that shaped you into the motivated adult you are today. Here, improving your English skill. But what helped to get you this far? Who inspired you along the way? For many of us, a special adult helped us to learn and grow as children and lead us to love learning. For example, it was a great teacher of which never others had parents, grandparents, or other relatives who encouraged them to be curious and study hard. Even if your childhood wasn't easy, you probably had at least one in inspirational inspiration about in your life who encouraged you and was a role model.
Right. Very good.
Inspiration.
Good. It's a good attempt. Shagufta, and whenever you're reading, जब भी आप कुछ भी reading करोगे, कोई भी book से and all, try to read it out aloud. Okay? जैसे
Yes, ma'am.
आपने मन में मत read कीजिए, आप उसको properly actually read aloud कीजिए. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Help you to pronounce the words properly and be more clear when you speak.
Yes, ma'am.
There's one word over here, Shagufta, wise. ये जो word
Wise.
is wise. Wise माने समझदार, इंटेलिजेंट, जिसको कुछ नॉलेज है, जो आपको कुछ अच्छी बातें बता सकता है, a wise neighbor. And this word over here is adult.
Adult.
Adult, yeah. Okay, very nice. Meera, do you also want to try to read?
Can I read, ma'am?
Yeah, let Meera read and then Abhay. Okay,
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
yeah. Meera?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
how is my reading is good?
Pretty good, Shagufta. Pretty good. But like just practice so that you have more, you develop the habit and you're able to say more words more clearly. Most of the words were good, but with
Yes, ma'am.
practice you can get so much better. But it was pretty good, I would say, pretty good. At
Okay,
least
ma'am.
the way you are speaking.
Thank you.
Right? Okay, Meera, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Meera, I
Okay,
think
ma'am.
to the phone or the mic because we can hear you breathing. Just we move a little further away.
Ma'am, because I came upstairs, ma'am, so I now it's okay, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, carry on.
Yeah. childhood is a universal experience, something every adult across the world has gone through. For many, childhood is a time we are nostalgic for. It's a time of curiosity, imagination, exploration, and incredible development. The fact that you are reading this article possibly means that you had a fortunate childhood that shaped you into the motivated adult you are today. Here, improving your English skill, but what helped to get you this far? Who inspired you along the way? For many of us, a special adult helped us to learn and grow as children and led us to love learning. For some, it was a great teacher of wise neighbor. Others had parents, grandparents, or other relatives who encouraged them to be curious and study hard. Even if your childhood wasn't easy, you probably had at least one inspirational adult in your life who encouraged you and was a role model.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Super. Very nice, Meera.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Okay, Abhay, you can go ahead, please.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, childhood is a universal experience, something every adult across the world has gone through. For many, childhood is a time we are nostalgic for. It's a time of curiosity, imagination, exploration, and incredible development. The fact that you are reading this article possibly means that you had a fortunate childhood that shaped you into the motivated adult you are today. Here, improving your English skills, but what helped to get you this far? Who inspired you along the way? For many of us, a special adult helped us to learn and grow as children and led us to love learning. For some, it was a great teacher or wise neighbor. Others had parents, grandparents, or other relatives who encouraged them to be curious and study hard. Even if your childhood wasn't easy, you probably had at least one inspirational adult in your life who encouraged you and was a role model.
Very nice. Very nice. Abhay, pretty good. I think there's good clarity when you are reading. You are not reading too fast. You're reading at a good pace, at a decent pace. And I think almost all your pronunciations were clear and pretty good. So great progress, Abhay. Very nice. Good reading there. Let's have one or two more people read, and then let's talk about what this paragraph is saying and try to answer that question that's there below the paragraph. Okay. So Prabha and Monica have raised their hands. Prabha, you can go ahead if you'd like to read.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead. Yes.
Childhood is a universal experience, something every adult across the world has gone through. For many, childhood is a time we are nostalgic for. It's a time for curiosity, imagination, exploration, and incredible development. The fact that you are reading this article possibly means that you had a fortunate childhood that shaped you into the motivated adult you are today. Here, improving your English skills. But what helped to get you this far? who inspired you along the way. For many of us, a special adult helped us to learn and grow as children and led us to love learning. For some, it was a great teacher or a wise neighbor. Others had parents, grandparents, or other relatives who encouraged them to be curious or and study hard. Even if your childhood wasn't easy, you probably had at least one inspirational adult in your life who encouraged you and was a role model. Thank you, ma'am.
Pretty good, Prabha. Pretty good. Very nice. Okay, let's just have Monica and Sujata. Okay, Monica, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Childhood is a universal experience, something every adult across the world has gone through. For many, childhood is a time we are nostalgic for. It's time to it's time of curiosity, imagination, exploration, and incredible development. The fact that you are reading this article possibly means that you had a fortunate childhood that shaped you into the motivated adult you are today. Here, improving your English skills. But what helped to get you this far? Who inspired you along the way? For many of us, a special adult helped us to learn and grow as children and led us to love learning. For some, it was a great teacher or wise neighbor. Others had parents, grandparents, or other relatives who encouraged them to be curious and study hard. Even if your childhood wasn't easy, you probably had at least one inspirational adult in your life who encouraged you and was a role model. Yes,
Very
ma'am.
good, Monica. Good reading there. Just two words maybe we can look at, which is curious. Can you try to say curious?
Curious.
Curious, yes. It has a Q sound. So curious. And also probably. This one here.
Probably. Probably.
जो stress है ना, जो stress है word का, वो syllable पहले syllable पे, so it's a o sound. Probably.
Probably.
Yes, correct. Stress on the first part of the word. Probably. Very nice. Okay, let's go to Sujata. Sujata, would you like to read?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Childhood is a universal experience, something every adult across the world has gone through. For many, childhood is a time we are nostalgic for. It's a time of curiosity, imagination, exploration, and incredible development. The fact that you are reading this article possibly means that you had a fortunate childhood that shaped you into the motivated adult you are today here. Improving your English skills, but what helped you to get you this far? Who inspired you along the way? For many of us, a special adult helped us to learn and grow as children and led us to love learning. For some, it was a great teacher or wise neighbor. Others had parents, grandparents, or other relatives who encouraged them to be curious and study hard. Even if your childhood wasn't easy, you probably had at least one inspirational adult in your life who encouraged you and was a role model.
All right. Superb, Sujata. Very nice. Well read. Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. So you guys can raise your hands and either you can talk about what you think the paragraph means. You can summarize the paragraph, or you can answer the question that's there at the bottom. Who inspired you when you were a child, And in what way did they inspire you? So you can speak about either one of the things. Or if you want to summarize quickly and answer the question, that's also fine. You can do that. Santoshi, okay, go ahead.
Ma'am, universal experience, ma'am, means, ma'am?
It's like a common experience, right? Everybody experiences childhood, correct? We all have to experience childhood and only then do we grow. So it's a common experience,
Common.
something that everybody has experienced. You or I or anybody in the world has experienced childhood, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a universal experience.
Okay, ma'am. I want to speak on this topic, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Who inspired you when you were a child? In what way? When I was a child, I wanted to be a teacher because every day I saw teacher in front of me, and I thought that if I was a teacher, I also taught like that, and sometimes scold the students. That's why I was a child. When I was a child, I want to be a teacher, and teacher had also many money. We had to spend our ourselves. That's why I thought like that. And according to this paragraph, childhood is a common experience for everyone. But in our childhood, we must be inspired by a wise neighbor or a teacher. There was a man or woman behind us who brought us up to here. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, yes. So you're saying when you were a kid, you wanted to be a teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, quite interesting. So who inspired you then? Was it your teacher who was an inspiration, or was it your parents or anybody else who inspired you?
My teachers, ma'am.
All your teachers, your school teachers.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And what did they inspire you in what way? Like to do what or to be what?
They were very kind towards us, ma'am. If anyone got a chocolates or sweets, they all how can I say, ma'am? They all gave to us, and then they eat, ma'am.
So they believed in sharing.
Yes, ma'am.
Sharing things. So I think you're trying to say that the qualities that your teachers had, the
Yes,
kind of character they had, that is something that inspired you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, fair enough, Santoshi. Santoshi, this one small thing, very small thing, wanted to be. When I was a little girl or a kid, I wanted to be a teacher or doctor or whatever it is. I wanted to be, because you're talking about the past, right?
Yes, ma'am. Wanted to be a teacher.
Wanted to be a teacher. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Shima, go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. So, ma'am, I have to speak only about these questions. Yeah, I have to describe this article.
You can summarize, paraphrase this paragraph in your own way, in a few words, and then you can answer the question also.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So first I would like to say you, when I read this article and when I saw this picture, really I remembered my childhood. Really it was a very good and it was a very interesting. Whenever I recall my childhood, I always become a happy. And in this
Please write my
article,
name, ma'am.
in this article, everyone in this article, they told to us everyone live their childhood. So everyone has experience about their childhood. So it's a universal experience. Every adult across childhood and everyone know. So childhood time is a very nostalgic. That time you had so many questions, you had so many imaginations, so many goals in your life. So really it's time very nostalgic. and it's really it was very incredible for all childhood time. And uh, because of this childhood, in your childhood everyone encouraged someone adults, not only adult, it was their parents, it was their grandparents. So someone encouraged in your life, in your childhood, someone encouraged to us. So yes, someone had not easy childhood, but everyone had childhood different experience. So everyone had someone inspirational adult in their life, and I have also some inspirational adult in my life. So I would like to give you this question answer: who inspired you when you were a child, in what way? So in my life, I'm not sure in a particular person, because there were so many people who inspired me in my life. It was my parent, it were my parent, and my grandparent also, and my teacher also. Because when I used to go in school, so that time my teacher always guide me, they always encourage me in study. So they also inspired me about education field, and how you will become a good person in your life. And it's so many things I they inspired me in my life. And my parents also inspired me ki how you have to become a happy in your life, um, how you have to always be happy, and you have to how good behave with others. So they all think learn from my parents. And my grandmother also always inspired me, because she was not only my grandmother, she was my best friend also. She always used to tell me some story. She always used to me guide about my childhood happiness. She always support me in any trouble. So they are my role model in my life, and they always inspired me. Because of that, I am here, I am satisfied in my life, I am happy in my life. So I yeah, these are my role models in my life. Yeah, ma'am, I have done.
Very nice, Seema. Great confidence. So much of improvement in the way you are speaking, and there's clarity in whatever you're saying. There are small things. For example, just a small thing today, Seema is happy. You're saying I am happy, but
Yeah,
happy is an adjective, right? So you
yeah, right.
I am happy.
Yeah,
If you're putting then you'll have to say I am a happy woman.
yeah.
Or modifying woman, right? I'm a happy person or a happy child, like that. So just try to
Okay.
see where to use a and when to or not use them. Keep a check on that.
Yeah, ma'am, sure.
Great, great, very nice, Shima, very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let's go to Meera. Hi, Meera.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell us what would you like to say?
May I give both two questions answer, ma'am?
I think all of you want to do both the things only, so you all can
Okay.
carry on. But just keep time in mind also, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Right.
Ma'am, everyone has their own childhood experience, and means it. These experience become nostalgic after some years, we can say, and everyone has their means some qualities like in childhood, like curiosity, imagination, explanation, and incredible development. We can see in our childhood, and they become inspirational for our life. And I think, ma'am, not only in childhood, in every age we should have a means one person inspirational in our life, so we can do something new and inspirational, we can say, for other people. And in here I want to describe, means the three persons are inspirational in my life. at first, ma'am, Kiran Bedi, who was the first IPS officer, and when I read about her, means about her after married life, means means their family background was not good, means they are very traditional, they are very means sorry ma'am, he was very traditional, belong to very traditional family, and means but she has ambition, and means want to do something in her life, and she become the IPS first IPS officer in of India. And second person, my father, means he every give me a good, I can say good educational, inspirational motivation, means how we should keep patience, and how we should handle our problems, and means if we live in a same life, then we cannot enjoy our life. So up and downs we should face patiently. And the third person, my father-in-law, means he is a very active person, and means he learned two language, and now he is retired person, but he is learning music. So I think, ma'am, there is no age limitation of learning anything, and we should try to keep ourselves busy, ma'am.
Superb, superb. Very nice, Meera. Well shared. That was quite crisp and quite to the point. Yeah, just two things. Somewhere, you were trying to make that sentence, right? So you could say she was from a conservative family or a traditional family. Say it like that also. And you were talking about your father. So if you want, you can also say he gave me a great upbringing, right? Upbringing. मेरी जो परवरिश उन्होंने की है, it's a solid upbringing, or very I've had a fortunate, incredible upbringing, whatever adjective you want to use.
Okay, ma'am.
Very tiny things. Great, Meera. Very nice. Also keep a check on he or she pronoun.
Yeah, ma'am. I was hesitate because, ma'am, I have to mind time duration, ma'am.
That's okay, but see, keeping time in mind is okay. We all have to do that because we have so many people in class. But then don't try to go too fast. You can speak a little bit also. It's okay. But try to speak in the best way and put across your point. So don't let that pressurize you, right?
Okay,
You guys are speaking every day, all the time, in all the classes almost.
Okay, ma'am. I will keep this thing in my mind, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Don't stress yourself because you're doing pretty well, so no need to take that stress.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let's go to Manisha. Manisha, hi.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Okay, ma'am. Shall I start?
Yes, go ahead. Tell us.
This article says childhood is a universal experience. Yes, correct. Because we all have gone through this step. Now we are means we all have good experience, and now we are able to read this article. It means we are lucky, and we all are grown up right way. And in our path, there were many people who helped us. Maybe they are parents, and someone has grandparents, someone has neighbors, someone has teachers. Means there are many people, and I want to give answer last question, ma'am.
Yeah, Manisha, go ahead.
Yeah. Ma'am, there were many people who helped me in my life, and in my college, my principal ma'am, they used to call motivational speaker, and once they had called great social worker Sindhutai Sapkar. She was a great social worker. Now she passed away, and she used to take care of orphan children. And ma'am, we can use children means with orphan, or its meaning
you can say orphans also. You can simply say orphans. That's also fine. But anyways, go
Okay.
ahead. What else do you want to say?
What, ma'am?
Is there anything else you want to add, or are you done?
Yeah, and means she was take care of orphans, and means when I heard her speech, I got motivational because she had faced many difficult situations, and she did very struggle in her life. Although she was a very good person, she had a good personality, and she developed her a very right way, and after listening her, I got motivational, and I decided I will be a good person, no matter how situations will come, and but means I will be a confident, and I will face difficult situations with positive thinking, and okay, that's it, ma'am.
Super. Very nice, Manisha. Well shared. Good example, and that you shared with us a little bit of a story. Just one or two things, maybe one or two words that I can help you with. For example, you were saying childhood is a step, but actually it's more like a phase, right? It's a period, a time period. So you can say we have all gone through this period, or we've all gone through this phase of life. It's a phase, right? एक समय है वो phase, period है. You can say we've all gone through this phase, and I was motivated. जब आप अपने बारे में अपने feeling के बारे में बात कर रहे हो, you're using it as an adjective, right? I was motivated. So I'll just a quick thing, okay? अगर मैं कह रही हूँ कि उसका जो speech था, her speech was motivational, or you could also say motivating, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
It was motivational, it was motivating. And how did I feel? I was motivated.
Motivated. Okay.
So to talk about how you or someone else feels, you use motivated. But what they spoke, or what you saw, or the person's personality is motivating or motivational. That's why we say motivational speaker, right? मतलब वो किस तरह का speaker है? He is or she is a motivational speaker, and after listening to them we feel motivated.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So one other thing, a small thing but important. See, you were trying to say that this the social worker you were talking about, right? So you said although she was good, now what is that although means? what हम although कब बोलते हैं? जब हमें ऐसे बोलना है that ये होने के बावजूद, even though she was, I'll give you another sentence, okay?
Yeah, ma'am. मीन्स मैं कहना चाहती थी कि उसने बहुत ही हार्ड डिफिकल्ट से वो मीन्स बहुत सारी समस्याएं थी उसके जीवन में, फिर भी वो इतना अच्छा बन पाई ऐसे.
Right. So then you'll have to say that, right? So to say although she had a difficult life, or although she led a difficult life, she still managed to survive and deal with everything and so on and so forth. So whenever you're saying although, so दो part होने चाहिए sentences के. कि, for example, I'll give you another simple sentence, okay? Although I was hungry, I did not have time to eat. Okay, although I was hungry, I didn't have the time to eat. So although she led a very difficult life, she was able to come out of everything. She was able to deal with her situation and become a motivational speaker. Okay, अगर मैं although बोलूंगी और वो reason नहीं बताऊंगी या दो part में नहीं divide करूंगी sentences को, तो लगेगा कि although she was good, but आगे क्या, उसने क्या किया या क्या नहीं. You have to give that information.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Manisha. Where is Monica? Monica, hi.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I want to go with question, ma'am. So, ma'am, when I was a child, I used to be go to school, and I want to be a class monitor. Uh, I want to be a class monitor, and my class monitor is my first inspiration because she studied very well. I want to be like her because I want to be a intelligent girl that time, and but due to some reason or lack of facilities, so I couldn't do like her study. So I think she is my first inspiration, and my first impression inspiration is also my father. My father is a very a good person, and ma'am, he always motivated me for doing all the responsibility or all the difficult tasks in my life. And although he is a rigid by their nature, but he follow their own rules in their life, and his experienced always give me a good tip for solving any problem. So he taught me all time about any trouble. So he's my inspiration, and uh, yes ma'am, that's it.
Superb. So you were inspired by this monitor in your class, right? When you were a kid. Excellent. Okay. So well shared, Monica, both the examples that you gave us. Just a quick thing, I wanted to be, again, past tense, right?
Oh, I wanted to be follow his. Okay ma'am.
No, no, you were talking about that class monitor, right?
Yes ma'am, yes.
I wanted to be like her. I wanted to be like her, and I wanted to be a class monitor. So I wanted to do something in the past. You're talking about the past.
Yes ma'am, yes.
And also remember the pronoun his when you're talking about your dad, then you say he follows his own rules or his experience. So not their. Their is used for a group of people, right?
Okay ma'am, so how we can say like ma'am, I want to say I follow his rule. I follow no ma'am, they follow their own rules in their life. That it is incorrect.
करेक्ट जब आप दे बोलते हो तब आप दे आर बोलोगे बट आप अपने पापा के बारे में बोल रहे हो तो हिज बोलोगे ना तो दे आर नहीं बोलोगे
He follow their own rules.
he follows his own rules
In their life is incorrect ma'am.
he follows his own rules in his life
In his life. Okay ma'am.
एक ही व्यक्ति है ना एक मेल पर्सन के बारे में आप बात कर रहे हो
Okay ma'am.
he follows his own rules in his life and they follow their rules in their life.
Right. Okay ma'am, understood ma'am.
Okay, thank you. ठीक है. Shailendra, are you here?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So today is Children's Day, and we celebrate Children's Day on the birth anniversary of Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. And we know that Jawaharlal Nehru is known for his love for children. So we celebrate Children's Day on his birth anniversary. And let's talk about this paragraph. This paragraph helps us to relive our childhood, and the paragraph focused on one adult person who has been instrumental in our upbringing, or a person who helped us to become a respectable or a law-abiding citizen. And everyone has a one role model in their life. So in my life, my role model is my mother. She I'm still some days, every day I'm amazed to see her energy, because uh, because in my age she had two kids, and she had a job also, and still she is so much active. Even after her retirement, she is very active, she is managing everything. So she is my role model. I every day I learn from her. I learn to be patient, I learn to be humble, and I also learn from her to move ahead in our life, even we are facing difficulties in our life. So uh, these are the personality traits, these are the uh, behavioral things that I have learned from her, and I'm still looking forward to learn so many things from her, because still I am not even a 10% of her. So my mother is my role model.
Superb, superb. Very nice,
Yeah.
Shailendra. Excellent vocab that you used, while speaking about the entire thing. So very well shared. Just one quick thing. I think it was a slip of tongue. I think you were trying to say to be patient,
Yeah, to be patient.
not to be patient, right? To be patient.
Yeah, to be patient. Yes.
Just maybe an addition in terms of vocab for you. You may have heard of this word iota.
Okay.
Iota,
Okay.
you can say, I don't even have an iota of the kind of trait that she has. You can say something
Yes.
like that if you want.
Yeah.
Very well done, Shailendra. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Abhay. Hi, Abhay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, hi.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, on the eve of Children's Day, this article explains the childhood time and says everybody and every adult across the world has gone through this stage one. And childhood is a very innocent period and nostalgic one. And childhood is a time of curiosity,